the recent events in Egypt, the election, and now Egypt taking a position against Hamas, saying that they'll go stronger than Israel did against Hamas. What does that say about Obama's foreign policy in putting, helping Morsi and the Muslim Brotherhood come to power, and how it's played out? What does that say about how America's been going, been pushing, and what's right for the Middle East?
Well, first of all, the American policy in the Middle East is 100% wrong. And that's the reason we have mess up in the whole Middle East and even Syria. I mean, Syria, if we remove Bashar Assad from Syria, it's going to be like Iraq. When we moved Saddam Hussein from Iraq, see Iraq now. It's like three countries killing each other. And it's going to happen in Syria. And now United States, they supporting the terrorist organization, and in the meantime, Hamas, they say Hamas is a terrorist organization. Hamas is part of the Brotherhood. So United States double standard. They call here Hamas is a terrorist organization, and Hamas is not part. They follow the Brotherhood. Brotherhood is the one tell them what to do, and they support the Brotherhood. I mean, I don't understand how they think, the American administration here. And they supporting the terrorist organization and fighting in Syria, and they send them weapons, and they repeat the same mistake they did in Afghanistan. And they're going to use the same weapon that they're giving them, the terrorists in Syria. They fight United States with the same weapons. It's mind-boggling. I cannot explain, like, if bring people in first grade, they will do better job than the administration doing now.
Professor Kadar, your thoughts?
Americans are making the same mistake in the Middle East by resuscitating those states which are actually dead body politics. Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, Sudan, all these countries should have been divided to ethnic groups or tribal groups or religious groups or sectarian groups, as long as every group which makes a state will be homogeneous. And a homogeneous society is a stable society. On this you can have a political arena which is stable, and on this you can have a stable economy, flourishing economy. While the society is shaking and shaky and fragmented, the political arena cannot function because every politician represents another faction, and the economy is in a collapse because who will invest the second penny in such a place? So if America and the other states in the West wanted to bring remedy to the illnesses in the Middle East, they should have started with dividing these states into homogeneous units, just like what happened with the Soviet Union, which fell apart according to ethnic lines. Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Ukraine, Belarus, all these countries are ethnic countries. Means ethnicity remained alive in spite of the 70 years of the Soviet Union, and this is why today these countries are stable, normal to large extent. Look at what happened in Yugoslavia, in a bloodbath after Tito. Now they have stable states because every one of them is one ethnic group. You have Croatia for the Croats, you have Serbia, and so forth. Look at Czechoslovakia, which was divided to two ethnic groups, the Czech and the Slovak, and so forth. The same thing, the same paradigm should have been taken in the Middle East. To divide these conglomerates which do not function, which create resentment between a government which always represents a minority vis-a-vis the majority of the people who hate the government and view the government as the enemy. So the remedy to these problems was to divide these countries into homogeneous units, even if they are small, just like Liechtenstein and Monaco and Andorra, who are very small countries, yet nobody there suffers from claustrophobia, only because of the size. The same thing should have been done in the Middle East in order to create normal, stable states.
Israeli Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman has proposed a land exchange so that Israel could keep certain Jewish population, ethnic groups in the Judean Samaria, and then this area of the Triangle, where there's 300,000 Arabs, the border would be redrawn and make that part of Palestine. But you have said in the past that the basis, the foundation for the rejection of the Israeli state is not where the boundaries are drawn.
Not at all.
So
The whole thing is about religion. Muslims view Judaism as a religion which is void, doesn't exist anymore, because of this verse in the Quran, Inna dina inda Allah al-Islam, means religion at Allah's is only Islam. So the question is not about how big Israel is. The question is whether Israel is. And this is the question regarding the Islamic world.
So would it matter where the boundaries are drawn? Even you're proposing eight cantons or emirates, as you call them. But would that mean an end to the Muslim enmity towards the Jewish state in their midst?
The Islamic enmity to the Jewish state will end when the Jewish state will end. This is why we wouldn't consider such a solution. And since their enmity is built into the culture, and since they have never gave up on parts of Israel proper, which was Israel until 1967, like Haifa, Tel Aviv, and Beersheba, I'm not sure that we need their consent to anything, because they will never agree to anything. So why ask them? Why waiting for their consent? This is why I think that Israel should unilaterally establish these 7 emirates, maybe gradually starting with Hebron in the West Bank, and when it will be proven as successful move, we can continue to another cities.
I want to mention